Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. For today's guide on how to watch Wales take on New Zealand at the Principality Stadium, formerly the Millennium Stadium, this weekend. It's set to be a pretty epic clash, and I actually think this could potentially be the clash of the weekend, because I reckon that Wales actually could be up for an upset here. And the reason I think is that I don't think New Zealand are playing their best rugby. And I think that Wales at home, they've always got that one big performance to them in the end of year tour. And if they can get it right this weekend, I don't see why they can't really push the All Blacks. But in terms of how to watch the game, a massive shout out to ExpressVPN, who are sponsoring this video. They are the number one VPN in the world as far as we are concerned. And we partner with them because it just works. And thanks to them, you'll be able to watch the entire Autumn Nation series without subscribing to any paid broadcasters. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to download ExpressVPN. There's an offer down in the description. There's a link there. If you get a 12-month subscription, you'll get an extra 3 months trial free. So you'll get 15 months for 12 months. You're going to download ExpressVPN, and you're going to connect to a UK server. You're going to click on those three little dots over there. It's going to open up a whole list of countries. You're going to go to UK, and you're going to turn it on. Once it is on, you're going to go to the link in the description below, and you're going to end up on Amazon Prime, where you can sign up for a free 30-day trial. You don't have to put in a credit card. You don't have to pay or anything like that. A free 30-day trial for Amazon Prime. You can then go over here to categories. You can go to sport, and bang, there is your Autumn Nations series. And the game we're looking for, All Blacks versus Wales, it is right over here. You see it goes live, and now before the game, they've got some really, really cool people involved in the various matches. For example, I know that Brian Abanda is being involved in the Ireland versus South Africa match. I know that Matt Gitt was involved in the Australian match. You got Sam Warburton involved in the coverage of this game. So Amazon have got really, really cool pundits and people involved. And that's all you have to do. You get to watch the game live in HD. You can watch the entire Autumn Nation series using a 30-day free trial for Amazon Prime by connecting to a UK server using ExpressVPN. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. But apart from that, check out the description. It's got a step-by-step process on exactly how you can watch these matches. Yeah, we'll see you guys this weekend for the watch-alongs. Please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Stephen. I'll chat to you soon.
Adams and Alex Cuthbert, are they just too soon for them?
Yeah, in terms of Josh, he's probably another week or two, but he'll definitely be right in this campaign. We expect him to be getting some rugby. Same with Alex. He's if it was a World Cup final tomorrow, he'd be available. So, it's really the amount of training that the young fella's done, and Alex coming back from a long layoff since South Africa. So we're just getting some more volume into him.
In terms of Josh, then maybe Georgia, Australia, is that what you're looking at?
Oh, definitely. We'd like to think that he'll be there, and hopefully next week. But we'll just take that one as it comes.
How do you think we will cope? Because it'll be completely different to anything he's experienced so far.
Yeah, look, the senior players are getting around him and supporting him, and he's genuinely really, really excited. He's a confident young man. So I don't think the occasion will get to him. I think he's really, really looking forward to testing himself against some of the best players in the world.
In terms of the back row, you spoke about Justin Tippett last week. In terms of the three of them that are coming in, then at 6, how do you see that back row going?
Yeah, well, look, the roof is closed. We're expecting a very quick sort of game. New Zealand play with a lot of speed. They look for quick ruck ball. We're going to need speed ourselves, and I think that back row gives us that. In
terms of the players, with 6 coming in this week, 4 of them have made it, 2 of them haven't quite. Of the 4, so with Lee Halfpenny, George North, Tulupe Faletau and Gareth Anscombe, are you 100% sure that they'll be ready for Saturday in terms of you've still got another session to get through?
Yeah, look, we wouldn't have selected them if they weren't right. So they've trained last week, trained really well this week. We had a very, very big session on Tuesday, very physical session. They've all come through that fine. So we're really pleased with where they're at.
New Zealand, you've seen that team, what made of it?
Very strong. It's an exciting team. There's a lot of quality throughout. We're expecting, as I said, them to want to play, given the conditions that we'll be in. So, we've got to be ready for that. We've got to better match that speed, and we've got to be able to slow their ball down at the breakdown, so it's going to be a big part of our game.
Some of the players who are coming back who haven't played for Wales since perhaps March or June last year, Lee Halfpenny, Ken Owens, Justin Tipperick, their experience, how important is that this weekend?
Yeah, hugely so. we missed some experience when we played them this time last year or a week earlier, and those guys have shown that in and around the team room and around the training sessions, a bit more sort of voice, if you like, and that brings a lot of confidence to the guys around them.
And this time last year, you it's outside the window. This time it's in the window. You've got quite a strong side out. Is it a chance to beat them for the first time in 69 years?
Well, certainly the way we're approaching it. We want to win every game we play now, and certainly we want to build on the performances in South Africa, where I think we improved in certainly a lot of areas, set piece, the forward exchanges, and we need to make sure that we keep building on that. And what better side to come up against than a New Zealand side that probably hasn't had their best season, but certainly when you see the team sheet, it is quality. So we know we're in for a big game, but yeah, we're certainly there to win it.
Any other live questions? Matt, yeah?
Wayne, how was your conversation with Rio when you told him?
Well, those are the conversations you love having as a coach. It's the ones where you're telling someone that they're not involved are the ones you don't enjoy. But look, he was very, very excited, very, very happy. Obviously, we allowed him to tell some immediate family straight away before the team went public. And I think they were over the moon, obviously, and very proud of their son. So, look, he's going to look forward to the next 48 hours, I'd imagine. And, it's going to be great to see him out there.
What would it mean to this group to get that record off their back against them?
Oh, look, we went to South Africa on a bit of a mission, if you like, and we were lucky enough to create some history there. And, we've talked about that, and we've worked really, really hard in the last sort of week and a half, and with another 48 hours to go, it's now about the mental preparation and believing that we can do it. And we've got to go out there with that belief, and then put it on the park over the 80 minutes.
So have you embraced the history of it into the camp in the last few weeks, or have you tried to keep that up?
Well, the boys are very, very well aware of it because it's in the media a bit from time to time, and look, it's one of those records that as a Welsh person you want to break that hoodoo, if you like. So, look, we're doing everything we can to try and do that.
Okay, in the live, yeah.
Yeah,
So we'll do
I
one
was
more
just going to ask, you said a couple of weeks ago about how impressed you'd been by Rio in the summer when you came in before the South African game. I guess in the way he adapted to the intensity. So I'm presuming you've seen a continuation of that. I think you said something like certain players can cope with it straight away. Yeah,
and look, at the moment he's showing all the qualities to be a very, very good rugby player. He's come in, it's like he's been here, for a long, long time. As I say, he's confident, not overconfident. He knows what he's good at, knows what his work-ons are, and he gets about his work really, really nicely, like a good pro. So we've been very pleased to see that growth in a short space of time.
Just lastly, was there a temptation at all to go, I guess, one more experienced option, maybe George on the wing, or walking in the centre, or did you just feel the time was right to play there? Yeah, look,
and I think we wanted to build on South Africa and not make too many changes. There's been some forced change with injury, obviously, but George and Nick in the midfield, they had 3 test matches there together, and as we get closer to the World Cup, we want to try building some combinations, and certainly that's a combination that we're giving another opportunity to. So, George at 13, we think can be a powerhouse for us.
Bowden, the vice captaincy, is that something that sits pretty comfortable with you and you embrace?
Oh, I guess so. It's a position that I've been given before, and it's an honour, of course, but effectively it doesn't change anything, and it doesn't change how I do anything in the team, really. It's business as usual.
What's Sam Whitelock like as a captain as opposed to Sam Cane?
Look, Sam's a big leader of action. Sam Whitelock, that is. He's obviously been around a long time, has plenty of experience and stories, but he leads through his preparation and his actions and how he performs on the field. So obviously, we're gutted to lose Sam Cane for the tour. He's a different leader. Whilst he still leads by example, he's a great communicator, and we're well supported in the leadership group. There's a chance that a couple of guys will get promoted into our team, and we're fully supporting Sam Whitelock, and it's great that me and Artie can be VCs alongside him.
What's it been like with, I guess, players coming and going quite frequently over the past couple of weeks? I
think the management team have done a fantastic job allowing, in my situation, my family to stay behind and then come over late, and other players with injuries and their own personal things going on. So I think the core has been settled, but there's been a lot of moving parts around it. So yes, the management team's done a great job there. But now that we're on tour in the UK for 3 weeks, it'll be a little bit more settling. There shouldn't be too much more movement. We're just looking forward to getting stuck into the Welsh this week and enjoy being back in the UK. And it feels like COVID's non-existent here, and it's like the good old days of touring.
What did you, as a team, take out of last week's performance that you can look to improve on and build into this week?
Well, firstly, we think that Japan are a side that need to be respected. And yeah, look, there may have been some of the players who were a little bit surprised by how good they actually are, and I'm not saying the majority thought that, but they're a good quality side, so they need to be acknowledged. And it just goes to show every test match is anyone can win on the day, and we've got a lot of room for improvement there. So we highlighted areas in the review where we need to be better, because it's going to be another step up back here at Principality Stadium, a hungry Welsh side. We certainly need to be better.
I guess there were elements of rust for guys that haven't played for a number of weeks. Yourself, probably be, I think, 5 weeks by the time this weekend rolls around. Do you worry about that sort of thing, or you just expect to hit the ground running?
I think it's important to acknowledge it, but also find ways to fast track, those skills, decision making components to test match footy and what it demands. So for those players who haven't played in a while, I'm sure that we'll be training with good intensity and making sure that we're preparing generally and even going overboard this week because of the challenge ahead.
What do you expect out of the Welsh team this week, Mike?
They're hungry. They're a quality side. I don't think they have too many injuries, and they'll have their eyes on us, no doubt. So we're at the stage where we're looking at ourselves, looking at ways to get better from the Japanese game, and I think towards the back end of the week, that's when we'll start to think a little bit more about what they're going to bring. So no doubt they'll be staunch. They're a fit side. They like to play a lot of rugby. So we'll be up for the challenge, but at the moment we're just focusing on ourselves.
It's a 15-hour flight and then into it today. Is that just part of modern rugby, or do you have to sort of adapt and start slow into the week? Or
there'll be a bit of that. I thought the guys trained really well in the gym this morning, and we'll get out there this afternoon and throw the ball around. So there'll be a bit of adapting. Our trainers are really good at managing our loads and things like that. We'll make sure that we'll be peaking on Saturday afternoon and not today, that's for sure. But the guys are happy to touch down in the UK and Cardiff and get stuck in.
One man who won't be there, Dan Biggar, he's been at the centre of a lot of their strongest performances this year. Do you pay, or will you pay much attention to who plays 10? I know you will have played with Anscombe against Priestland, and how that will affect their game plan.
Yeah, of course I pay a lot of attention, and Gareth has done very well since he's been over here, and it's great that he's fit and injury free, so I'd expect Gareth to play. He's a very good player and well aware of his strengths, so without, like I said, I haven't put too much time into thinking about who may start for them, but he's one that stands out for me.
How much do you relish going up against fellow Kiwis in an international environment?
Yeah, it happens every now and then. I was lucky to play with Gareth in the under-20s years ago when we won in Italy. He's a great guy, and he's a confident fella too, so he'll be out there backing himself on Saturday, and I look forward to hopefully playing against him.
The last time we saw Wales was out in South Africa. They won out there for the first time. Can that sort of victory have an effect on belief going into this? It's well documented how long it's been since they last beat you guys.
Certainly. South Africa are the world champs, and they really pushed them in that series. They got a good victory, and like I said, the Welsh are a very fit side, good across the park, set piece, and they like to play with ball in hand as well. So they'll be backing themselves this week, but we're going to be focusing on what we can do and how we can get better from last week and keep building on this tour. So it's going to be a great test. It always is at Principality. It's always a sellout, and we're always up for the challenge.
And just finally, how does Cardiff compare then in terms of atmosphere to other UK destinations, particularly post-COVID?
It's always hard to beat. It's right up there with the best. It's been a while since I've played at Twickenham and even Murrayfield, but for me it was a special occasion last year when I was playing my 100th. There's something about it, so special, the singing, the roof and the sheer size of the stadium, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of that this weekend.
Ian, the decision at second five, you just talk about why Geordie's won the race there over David this week?
We're just gone with combinations from that Eden Park test. Said at the time, Geordie winning and I thought it an outstanding game. So it's a chance to give them another start in that position in a different environment against a different team. So just, I guess it's a bit about gathering information for the future, but also pretty excited about, what he brings and also the ability, I guess, to use Davey off the bench and utilise Geordie maybe in a different role later in the game.
What were those things that you saw from in this first test start at 12?
I think those who watched, he was just physical, he was direct, he's a good communicator, and I think we're in a nice spot because we're really impressed with the way Davey grew through the Rugby Championship. Then took a bit of a ding. It gave it an opportunity for Geordie to go in there, and this is a chance just for us, I guess, to cement his understanding of that role in our team. And going forward, I think it just, like I said, it just gives us a different style and a different game.
Does it feel important to start the Northern Tour of Europe League with a statement performance?
I'd love to do that. It's we started it last week, I guess, so this is game 2, but it's a stadium that we love playing in, and there's nothing better, in our mindset to go out there and against a very passionate team to actually go and play really, really well. So that's certainly the goal.
I know you've been talking a lot about consistency and chasing that. Is this a real opportunity to prove that in this face-off?
Yep, every test like that.
What do you want to see in this match that you didn't see in the last?
In last week's game? Oh, look, it's we've come off a month's break. We've come in together. This is our second full week. You can see we're introducing a number of guys that I guess didn't play last week coming back into the group. So the challenge for us is get our combination work really strong very quickly. But the Welsh are going to demand that because they're a passionate team. They play really effective, high tempo rugby, and if we're not in our game, then you end up chasing them. So, look, we love playing here, and are really up for what we know is going to be a very physical encounter.
And how do you get that lead from the get-go and then maintain it for Gunner Foster?
Score points. I'm not quite sure the gist of the question.
Well, the mentality, like how do you get them in the right mind frame to start off well, which is essentially what you want them to do?
Yep. Well, every test is different. Every team goes in the park wanting to start well, and the key is not just to start well; it's actually to finish well. You look at last week, we're up 21-3, and so the key is to stay focused for extended periods and finish it right through the end of the game. So something that we've done well in some situations and we haven't done well in others.
There's such a long legacy of success against Wales, and especially last year it was incredibly convincing. How do you mentally prepare people and make sure that there's no complacency?
Well, it's no issue with us because we know how tough it is. So, I think you're pretty short-minded if all you're doing is focusing on last year, because if you go back the last 10, 15 years, it's never easy here. And every game's been tight. Even last year, up at the 60-minute mark, the arm was a real arm wrestle that game. So, expecting nothing different.
Are you expecting any surprises from Wales? And if so, what would they be?
Well, if I knew what they were, they wouldn't be surprises.
But what are you expecting from them in terms of?
I think I've just explained that. They're going to be. They're a team that know their game. They play high tempo. They're very confident in what they do and very physical. And so, a lot of strong ball carrying, a lot of carry clean type rugby, and also they quite like the aerial game. So we're seeing a nice mix in that area.
Yeah, if you go back to Eden Park with the Geordie selection, I think that was forced on you a little bit.
The Geordie what, sorry?
The Geordie selection at 12
yep.
Eden Park with a number of injuries in that area. Did that performance, sway your thinking? Because I think you predominantly preferred him as a fullback prior to that.
Yep. Well, I said at the time that certainly swayed our thinking. So it's we'd factored him in there. He played at 12 the week before when we had the injuries. We enjoyed what he did there. We know he's really competent at 12, and we've been inserting him at training for right throughout the year into that, and having a bit of time in that space. So sometimes the opportunity knocks in different ways, and the key thing is that he went and took it. So and this is probably a reflection of we think he deserves a bit of a reward for that performance.
Do you still see that 12 jersey as contestable? Because I guess throughout the Rugby Championship you showed a lot of faith in Dave Cavalli and Rico Ioane.
I think every jersey's contestable, and so it's we stated at the start we wanted to build some combos through that Rugby Championship. I think we did that. We were consistent in that, and I think that was important for us to get our game, get confidence in what we were doing on the park, and it's like always happens at Test matches. Injuries and circumstance open doors for someone else, and when they take it, it's just a matter of revisiting your thinking. So I think you've got to be flexible in your thinking. I don't think it shows a change of direction, because we were delighted with where Davey finished up, and you'll see him back in that jersey at some point.
You welcome back Brad Weber into the squad. What's he shown you to convince you he deserves that spot on the bench?
He's played really well. That 9 position was a tough selection. We really felt this was a year we wanted to give Folau to have a good look at him in this camp, and I guess he knocked out a couple of pretty experienced campaigners. So with his injury, it's opened the door for Brad and also TJ. Like TJ will be playing in the other team this weekend, and Brad with us, and just carry on doing what he's doing. And we've given him a couple of little things we wanted to tidy up on, but look, he's a quality person, and we kind of felt, well, he's here, so let's get him in there.
In regards to Anton, he made his welcome return last week. Is it comforting to have someone like him on the bench for a game like this?
Yep, it is. He's come back well, and I think his bench time last week will be really good for him. He's been out for a long time, so just to get the confidence to go 100% instinctive, that's what he's really good at. So I guess this is another little step in that return to, I guess, 100% from a mental side, and but delighted with him. He's getting better and better every training.
Ian, do you know whether the roof is going to be open or closed?
Shut.
And you've got happy with that?
Yeah, real happy. It's raining, so I don't know if we're just saying that. I don't know whether we did or didn't, but we certainly would have voted for it to be shut, and so we got told yesterday it's going to be shut. So,
Ian, in the summer, in the first 2 tests against the Springboks at altitude, Wales played a quite conservative box-kicking defence-based game. Then in the third match, they looked to play more expansive. Do you expect the latter this time, especially given that they seem keen to have the roof closed?
Yeah, I think so. I think whenever we've played Wales, I've got a lot of time. I think the last couple of years they have played a more expensive game. They've played, I think they're determined to. They've got good wingers, good outside backs. They're determined to bring them into the game. They still like the aerial game, and it's part of their strategy. But they're certainly willing. They certainly test you right across the park, not just in close. So it's always a battle of inches against them. If you don't do well in that close quarter carry clean type area, then you open up real opportunities for their backs, and I know they'll be excited to take it. So we're expecting a pretty high tempo game.
Yeah, it always comes into focus north to south, especially at the start of the autumn, is referee interpretations. And have you had a chance to speak? Did you get a chance to speak to the referee pre-match generally?
No, there's new the new interpretations are really that we just work through Joel Duke with any messages we have, and he passes them on to the refs, and so we'll catch them in the shed before the game. But we know Wayne very well, and he's a quality ref. Bit of a milestone game for him, which we congratulate him for, but he's quality.
It's obviously talked about a lot here. 69 years since Wales beat the All Blacks. 32 attempts. Was alluded to that success you've had over there. You know, you've dealt with perhaps Graham and Steve, you've spoken to them about the history. What is your take on the history of this fixture?
It's always been a sort of a passionate rivalry, hasn't it? Like, I think there's been a lot of respect between the two countries. There's been some massive occasions, haven't there, where the game's gone down to the wire, and you remember some very, very close games over the years, and I guess the Kiwi connections through the coaches over the last 20 or so years has probably made that rivalry even a little bit more familiar. So it's a game where we really look forward to playing here. It's a special place with the stadium and the Welsh fans and I think the Welsh players, they play for the right reasons, and again, we're looking forward to that.
Just on the history of the team, it's the 50th anniversary of a pretty famous moment in All Black history when Keith Murdoch got sent home from playing a test against Wales. Do you have any memories of that, or was it talked about growing up? Do you have anything to say about it?
Obviously look older than I am, Joe. Not surprised actually, but no, I don't have any memories of it personally, but I certainly have. I've been fully aware of the story and the events. It's one that I guess it's part of our history. You know, we've always had a tradition to go down to the Angel pub and have a little chat about it as a team, and just to talk about one of our men and what he went through for right. There were rights and wrongs in that situation, and some good learning for us about as an All Black team. So he is part of our legacy and history, and one this team will be remembering.
Ian, you've gone back to Cody at starting hooker. What's sort of behind that decision this week?
Look, it's just managing our three hookers more than anything. I think that we had to make a late change last week with Colsey's calf, which put Sonny into the starting lineup, and Cody was going to have a break then, so he ended up playing. So we just sort of felt, well, we've got two battle-hardened hookers, and we'll just switch them around. But again, Cody was probably under a lot of pressure in this last test start, and again, we were delighted with how he went about it and played, and it was good to see him back. So it's again a chance for him to cement his role as one of our leading hookers, and a lot of confidence in him in that regard.
And you've got all 6 of your midfielders playing international rugby this weekend. That's obviously the benefit of having that All Blacks 15 alongside you?
Yep, it's part of the plan, and it's, I said after the Japan game, I think it's important for Roger and Braden to get another hit out pretty soon to cement what they went through last week, and they would have taken some learnings from that and a chance to play again on Friday together, and then come back and rejoin us. So, so pleased with that.
Will Jordan's tour is over, is that right?
Yep, he's over. So he's dealing with a vestibular issue that's not progressing fast, and so rather than him or us having any pressure around his return to play, it's just better to make an early decision and just let him chill out and come right and come back firing next year.
You obviously lost Sam Kane. This is a big chance for Dalton, I think. This time last year, played pretty well for you up here.
I played really well up here, and so it's a big opportunity for Dalton, and again, it's disappointing to lose Sam. I think he was, with his sort of disrupted year last year, it was good to see him start. I think he's starting to really build through this year, so it's a bit frustrating for him, but it opens a door for Daltz, and everything he's done with us has been quality, and I know he's pretty excited about that.
Is there anyone else with the squad at the moment, Ian, with short-term niggles or anything like that?
In terms of like niggles that would miss a game type stuff, not that, no.
Yeah, I guess last year you were kind of restricted what you could do, where you could go because of COVID. Has it been sort of kind of more enjoyable trip for the squad this time, being able to just relative normality again?
Yep, definitely. Look, it was I feel like I've talked a lot about last year's tour, but it was very unique with some very different challenges, particularly at this stage of the tour last year. But the team certainly enjoying being able to get out and about and back into the old tour mode. you know, you just got to be a little bit careful still with a few things, but you know, we're delighted to be able to get out and about and experience the different cultures, because let's face it, it's still a pretty special part of touring. And you know, for some, you know, this particularly us, and I'm sure it's with other teams, but the All Blacks, we enjoy getting out and about and getting to know the I guess the locals, and particularly the local golf courses are taking a hammering yesterday. But no, it's been nice.
Did you go around?
No. You haven't seen me play golf.
Awesome. Yeah. It's another big game on this weekend. The Black Ferns are playing their World Cup semi-final. Any advice, or what would Wayne Smith be telling them, do you think?
I would say that rugby coaches get too much advice anyway from the outside, so I trust Smithy and Chrono, Ted, that group, and Whitney. They'll have it under control. And look, I know they're passionate people. They've worked hard for this campaign, as is that team, and to see their growth through this campaign has been pretty special. So you know, we just can't wait to see them play, and to just wish them luck. It's you know, to be able to play a semi-final on home turf is pretty cool, and I know they'll be up for it.
Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports for today's preview as the Wales take on All Blacks this weekend. And should be, I mean, it's the start of what is a blockbuster 3 matches in a row. It goes Wales versus New Zealand, Springboks versus Ireland, Australia versus France. What an evening of rugby we have ahead of us. And I genuinely think that this Welsh side can beat this All Black side. Like, I know everybody's been talking about, you know, oh, could there be an upset? I think that the Welsh have a performance in them that could have them beating this All Black side. I don't think this is the best All Black side. We've seen it. We've seen the fact that, you know, they can lose games. And I think that they're going through a transitional phase. And I think that when they're on it, they're a very good side. But when they're off it, they're very beatable. And I think if Wales catch them on a day when they're off it and Wales play well, and there's some very nice Welsh players in this side, I genuinely do think that they can win this game. But it's not going to be an easy feat by any means. Before we look at the two teams, please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. We'll start with the Welsh. And this is what they're looking like. Now, the big sort of absentee is no Dan Biggar, who's been ruled out of the Autumn Nations series. As a result, a lot of responsibility on Gareth Anscombe. And I think if Dan Biggar had played, obviously would have just helped the Welsh, you know, really try to aim to try and beat them. But I do think that Anscombe's a very accomplished fly half. And if he has his day, again, he's a player like that. If he pitches up on the day, he could run the show. But in the front row, you got Gareth Thomas, Ken Owens, Thomas Francis. It's a good front row. And you then got Will Rowlands and Adam Beard in the second row. Alan Wynne-Jones really get down to the bench. And I think Will Rowlands was arguably the most impressive player in that incoming tour against South Africa. I was really impressed with what he did. So I think that, you know, you've got a British and Irish line in Adam Beard. You've got Will Rowlands, who for me was in really good form. I think Ken Owens is a very good player. I like Gareth Thomas. So I think that tied 5 is very much going to compete with the New Zealand tied 5, who for me have struggled this year and haven't been as dominant as previous ones. If you then look at the loose trio, you've got Justin Tipuric, who does captain the side, back into the Welsh colours after being ruled out with injury for the incoming series, stuff like that. But he is back, and I think that a lot of sort of speculation about whether he was going to start or not. But I think that he's a player. I think we forget how good he was before his injury, and if he can get back to playing like that, then I think he'll be fantastic for Wales, as he's often been. You then got Tommy Riffel, Turnover Tommy, as Tommy Turnover, as he's been referred to after his brilliant series against Springboks. Then you've got Talapa Failtau, the wrecking ball at 8. It's a very good loose trio. I think it's a very good pack. I think this Welsh pack excites me. I think that's what I think is really going to give them the edge, because I think they've got a backline player who can really have a go at New Zealand. So if you look at the backline, Thomas Williams, partners, Gareth Anscombe. You then got Rio Dyer, who's on debut, a surprise debut coming in for him. And not too many people really sort of backed or expected to see that. But Wayne Pivac having no issues handing out a day or two, Rio Dyer. You then got Nick Tompkins and George North in the centres. George North at outside centre is something we haven't really seen the best out of him just yet. But I think, you know, with time will become a pretty classy number 13. He's such a good player. And I think, they very much see him as the outside centre for the World Cup. And so he needs to play as many matches as possible. Louis Rees-Zammit, absolute athlete, stupidly fast, and a very good all-round player, to be honest. Very good defensively. He's actually got a very nice boost in him as well. And then Lee Halfpenny, who's back in the side and at 15. No Liam Williams, unfortunately, but I'm a huge fan of Lee Halfpenny, one of my favourite all-time players. So there's a lot of experience in the side. And then coming off the bench, Ryan Elias, Nicky Smith, Dylan Lewis in the front row. Then got Alwyn Jones and his 150-odd test caps, as well as Kraus Chizuna, who's very much on the opposite end, very young, but very exciting player, very hard ball carrier. You've got Kieran Hardy, Reece Priestland, and Owen Watkin on the bench. The men from New Zealand, this is how they line up. There is no Sam Cane, who's returned to New Zealand. He's been ruled out for the Autumn Nations series. As a result, Sam Whitelock will captain the side in the number 4 jersey. In the front row, Ethan de Groot, Cody Taylor, and Terrell Lomax. And to be honest, I think that surprised Tita and Cody Taylor starting. And you think on Sam Whitelock, Scott Barrett, I think this Welsh tied 5 can beat this All Blacks tied 5. And I think if they can, I think it sets them up perfectly to really try and push them throughout the game. It is a good loose trio in Shannon Frizzell, Dawson Papali'i, and Dardy Severe. I think Artie Severe, obviously a world-class player. I think him and Valatal are going to be a very good clash. Lots of ball carrying across both sides. Aaron Smith then partners Richie Mwanga continue to be backed at 10. Bowden Barrett at 15. You got Caleb Clark and Sevi Reese. So it's just all about power, really. On the wide channels for New Zealand. In the centres, Geordie Barrett, Rico Wani. Interested to see that they are continuing with Geordie Barrett inside centre. I do think that is where he might actually end up over the next 12 months. He did show up there very nicely in the Rugby Championship when he was tried there, and I think he'll continue to play there. Off the bench, you've got Samasoni Takawau, who was next to Malcolm Marks, the top 2 sort of standout hookers in that Rugby Championship. Very good line operator, very good ball carrier, and very excited player. Alpha Tunga Fasi, I think, making his 50th appearance for the All Blacks, and Fletcher Newell, who's still sort of getting to grips with international rugby. You then got Tupo Vai Akira Wani as the replacement forwards. Your replacement backs are Brad Weber, David Havili, and Anton Leonard Brown. Very good to see Leonard Brown back in the New Zealand 23. They're both very good sides. I do think that this Welsh side are not to be underestimated. I think they've got players. I think you look at Wales, there are players who can make a big difference. There are players who can change matches in the likes of a Valatal, in a Tipperary play as well, in a George North, a Lee Halfpenny. I think they've got match winners in their side. So do New Zealand, though. I think, Arlie Severe, Bowden Barrett, Geordie Barrett, Richie Mwanga, those sort of players, they also rock up. Rico Awani is a very good operator at 14. We know the power that the wings in the likes of Caleb Clark and Sevi Reese do produce. But the question is, can this New Zealand tied 5 really compete with the Welsh tied 5 in what will be very trying conditions? Although, having said the trying conditions, the stadium roof will be closed, which will make life a lot easier for the All Blacks. Bit of a strange decision, that, if you ask me. But let me know what you think of this clash down in the comments below. Please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Stephen, and I'll chat to you soon. Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. For today's guide on how to watch Wales take on New Zealand at the Principality Stadium, formerly the Millennium Stadium, this weekend. It's set to be a pretty epic clash, and I actually think this could potentially be the clash of the weekend, because I reckon that Wales actually could be up for an upset here. And the reason I think is that I don't think New Zealand are playing their best rugby. And I think that Wales at home, they've always got that one big performance to them in the end of year tour. And if they can get it right this weekend, I don't see why they can't really push the All Blacks. But in terms of how to watch the game, a massive shout out to ExpressVPN, who are sponsoring this video. They are the number 1 VPN in the world as far as we are concerned. And we partner with them because it just works. And thanks to them, you'll be able to watch the entire Autumn Nations series without subscribing to any paid broadcasters. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to download ExpressVPN. There's an offer down in the description. There's a link there. If you get a 12-month subscription, you'll get an extra 3 months trial free. So you'll get 15 months for 12 months. You're going to do it. You're going to download ExpressVPN, and you're going to connect to a UK server. You're going to click on those 3 little dots over there. It's going to open up a whole list of countries. You're going to go to UK, and you're going to turn it on. Once it is on, you're going to go to the link in the description below, and you're going to end up on Amazon Prime, where you can sign up for a free 30-day trial. You don't have to put in a credit card. You don't have to pay or anything like that. A free 30-day trial for Amazon Prime. You can then go over here to categories. You can go to sport, and bang, there is your Autumn Nations series. And the game we're looking for, All Blacks versus Wales, it is right over here. You see it goes live, and now before the game, they've got some really, really cool people involved in the various matches. For example, I know that Brian Abanda is being involved in the Ireland versus South Africa match. I know that Matt Gitt was involved in the Australian match. You got Sam Warburton involved in the coverage of this game. So Amazon have got really cool pundits and people involved. And that's all you have to do. You get to watch the game live in HD. You can watch the entire Autumn Nation series using a 30-day free trial for Amazon Prime by connecting to a UK server using ExpressVPN. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. But apart from that, check out the description. It's got a step-by-step process on exactly how you can watch these matches. Yeah, we'll see you guys this weekend for the watch-alongs. Please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Stephen. I'll chat to you soon. Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. For today's guide on how to watch Wales take on New Zealand at the Principality Stadium, formerly the Millennium Stadium, this weekend. It's set to be a pretty epic clash, and I actually think this could potentially be the clash of the weekend, because I reckon that Wales actually could be up for an upset here. And the reason I think is that I don't think New Zealand are playing their best rugby. I think that Wales at home, they've always got that one big performance to them in the end of year tour. And if they can get it right this weekend, I don't see why they can't really push the All Blacks. But in terms of how to watch the game, a massive shout out to ExpressVPN, who are sponsoring this video. They are the #1 VPN in the world as far as we are concerned. And we partnered with them because it just works. And thanks to them, you'll be able to watch the entire Autumn Nation series without subscribing to any paid broadcasters. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to download ExpressVPN. There's an offer down in the description. There's a link there. If you get a 12-month subscription, you'll get an extra 3 months trial free. So you'll get 15 months for 12 months. You're going to download ExpressVPN, and you're going to connect to a UK server. You're going to click on those three little dots over there. It's going to open up a whole list of countries. You're going to go to UK, and you're going to turn it on. Once it is on, you're going to go to the link in the description below, and you're going to end up on Amazon Prime, where you can sign up for a free 30-day trial. You don't have to put in a credit card. You don't have to pay or anything like that. A free 30-day trial for Amazon Prime. You can then go over here to categories. You can go to sport, and bang, there is your Autumn Nations series. And the game we're looking for, All Blacks versus Wales, it is right over here. You see it goes live. And now before the game, they've got some really cool people involved in the various matches. For example, I know that Brian Abanda is being involved in the Ireland versus South Africa match. I know that Matt Gitt was. And we are live, I think. I hope. And hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. And yeah, what a game. We saw with Scotland taking on Fiji, and I mean, I didn't expect it to be that close. I thought that Fiji were going to be competitive, and I thought that Scotland were very poor in the first half. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, we are sorting out a couple of technical difficulties. Yeah, we're just trying to sort a few things out. All this is very complicated with all the various games that are taking place today. We're waiting for the haka here. New Zealand versus Wales. What a game this should be. I genuinely think we could be in for an upset here. Like quite genuinely think we are in for an upset. So yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to sort of see exactly how this Welsh side goes about things, because I think that at the end of the day, the Welsh pack, I think, can compete. I think it's a very exciting Welsh pack. I think that's probably going to be the biggest sort of thing. But I'll just try to sort out a couple of technical issues. Yeah, so I think the Welsh pack is going to be very competitive today. I genuinely think that they can give New Zealand a real go today. The question is, though, can they hit home any sort of early advantage that they get. Because that is an area where I think that Wales have maybe struggled in the past, so not really being able to sort of capitalize on the good work that they have done. And so we will sort out the technical issues, by the way. Just give us a few seconds and stuff like that, and we'll go to the teams as well. All a little bit hectic at the moment with all the various, as I said, there's so many games happening, so many various stuff we have to try and do with all our coverage to make sure that it is as good as it can be. So bear with me for literally about 10 seconds, and we will be all sorted. We'll go through the teams, we'll get some predictions, and we'll say big thank you to our partners who are BetCoza and ExpressVPN. Very exciting to have two big brands like that really coming back the channel and support us. They believe in what we're doing. You guys believe in what we're doing. That's why you guys are here. And hopefully we're going to have an absolutely superb match coming up in a few seconds. I just want to get our scoreboard and stuff all ready to go, and then we can settle in and we can enjoy. Apologies for not being here earlier, by the way. I know a couple of people were expected to see me on the Scotland versus Fiji one, but we had other things that we had to sort out. And but I'll be with you guys for the rest of the evening. So if you guys weren't sick of me before this weekend, you're going to be sick of me after tonight, because yeah, we've got 3 watch-alongs in a row. Absolutely epic rugby. To come. So I think that. I think it's all working. Let me know. So I think I'm going to come to all the comments now. I'm going to sort myself out a little bit. But yeah, before we kick off, just a massive, big thank you to ExpressVPN as well as BetCoza, who are sponsoring the stream, powering the stream. And BetCoza is giving you guys free bets. And ExpressVPN are making it easy for you guys to watch this game for free. So basically what you're going to do, if you want to watch the game, check out the description. You've got the instructions there. You go and download ExpressVPN. You connect to a UK server, and then you go and you sign up for a free trial on Amazon Prime, and you get to watch this action. So we are about to kick off here. Wales will be playing right to left, and it is underway. Sam Watchalong, the captain today for New Zealand, gets an early touch. All of it flowy here. Craig Taylor now carrying it up there. We're going to go through the team as soon as we get a break here. Yeah, this has been a bit of a rugby frenzy today, and they don't really help us with all these blooming turnaround times. They're not exactly being very kind to us and saying, have half an hour between games. Literally been like 15-minute gaps, but yeah, a late change. So no Lee Halfpenny in for the Welsh side, which is very upsetting because he's one of my favorite players. As Wales regather possession after that up and under from New Zealand. Very flat there from Reece Priestland, who's back in the side. First time he's taken on a Tier 1 nation since 2014. And this is a very good, well-worked here for Wales. George North goes himself, brought down by Scott Barrett. Wales progressing up towards the New Zealand 22. So, yeah, Priestland is into the side, and Gareth Anscombe has shifted back to full back in the absence of Lee Halfpenny. There is Priestland. And yes, Anscombe now sitting in that 15 jersey. He's in very good form here, is Gareth Anscombe, as well as Priestland. First penalty of the day for RCV, winning the penalty that is. I don't think that'll be the last either for RCV. Right, we've got a bit of a break in place. We are going to go through the lineup. So for Wales, in the front row, it's Gareth Thomas, Ken Owens, Thomas Francis. You've then got Will Rowlands, Adam Beard in the second row. Justin Tipperick, captaining Wales, back in the side, next to Tommy Turnover-Reffel. Talapa Faletau at number 8. Thomas Williams partners Reece Priestland. Rio Dyer on debut in the 11 jersey. Louis Rees-Hammond in the 14 jersey. Gareth Anscombe at 15. Nick Tompkins and George North, 12-13. We're looking at New Zealand. It is Ethan de Groot, Corey Taylor, until Lomax in the front row. Sam Whitelock captaining in the absence of Sam Kane, who returned to New Zealand. This is Scott Barrett, a very messy lineup there, but backwards is the call, as Corey Taylor has put under a lot of pressure at the breakdown, but it is available for Aaron Smith, who is next to Richie Mwanga today. You look at that back row of New Zealand, the Chan Frizzell, Delta Papali'i, and Artie Sevier, as Frizzell makes his first carry of the game. The rest of the back line for New Zealand, Caleb Clark, Geordie Barrett, Rico Ioane, Sevi Reece, and Bowden Barrett. But another penalty. This one will be kickable for New Zealand. And the important thing I need to get, though, is we need to do some predictions, people. We need to get some score predictions. You need to tell me who you're backing to win. And I'm going to put a link in the description. And what you're going to do is you're going to go and predict the score. And you can win yourself some free bets. So we're also going to be giving away random free bets throughout the stream. So every single water break, going to be giving away 50 Rand free bets. It's like Christmas come earlier, guys. We're just going to give you, it's like basically giving you free money unless you go and bet badly. But I mean, I can't really guarantee what you guys are doing. Yeah, so we've got the poll running up there. So far, 270 people have voted. Everybody's back in New Zealand to do the business. Richie Mwanga lining up his first attempt, going through some of the comments. And where we go. So I'm just going to start with the Cable Publishing sale. Wales barely beat Box B team with some sketchy calls. New Zealand lose, they're in trouble. But I remember when the Box B team were actually better than the A team. That's what does happen when you have strength and depth and players chomping at the bit to get in the squad. Albert van Lingen is backing the upset. I was saying, so when the All Blacks don't put much effort in the huck, they usually turn up. Didn't miss you one bit. You brother did a good job. Yeah, a little late draft, and you had to get the B-Tex EVP earlier. But glad you enjoyed having you. Might be back in the coming weeks. Yanto Griffin saying, Welsh Americans sitting nervously 6,000 miles away from Cardiff Millennium Stadium. Richie Mwanga does slot that early on. So, what does he actually? Yeah, it does slot that early on. So, New Zealand take first blood, get themselves going here. And now I can sort of settle in and really start to enjoy it. But yeah, go and get your predictions in, guys. Go to the website there. It's free bets, guys. I'm giving you guys free money. Like, how cool is that? Sevi Reese smashed by Rio Dyer on debut there on the restart, but it is maintained here. Cody Taylor, that must be about his third or fourth carry already. Been very industrious so far. Has the All Blacks hooker. Aaron Smith organising a few blockers before he'll find what he look to find touch. And Aaron Smith does go high in the air. It's not going to find touch. And yeah, Anscombe, the ball comes straight off him, so it will be a knock-on advantage. Aaron Smith does regather the knock-on advantage here for New Zealand. But it's available as Geordie Barrett gives it to Ethan de Groot. And now Bowden Barrett back in the pocket. Launching it downfield. It will be Gareth Anscombe. Spotting a bit of space down the right-hand side. Especially goes pretty central. Straight down the throat of Richie Mwanga. He returns the favour. He's going slightly towards the left. And does find touch. That's a very, very nice touch finder from Richie Mwanga. Very good moment there from the New Zealand fly half. He's pegged Wales all the way back just before their 22. That's a brilliant touch. A couple of the forwards getting acquainted there. But yeah, let's get smashing the like on the video, people. Let's get subscribing to the channel. I mean, we want to try and really push. I would like to be 21,000 subscribers by the end of today. So I reckon we can get 50 subscribers on this stream, get us down to 20,500 subscribers before the Bok game. The Bok game is going to be our big one. Bread and butter stuff for that. We're going to get a big audience in. We're going to get a good chat going. And we have a lot of fun. As Thomas Williams lifts that high in the air, Louis Sandwich is circling underneath, as is Falatau. Geordie Barrett goes up and the ball comes side of the Wales. A bit of a slip there from Gareth Anscombe. He does eventually find get a kick away. He won't find touch, but it has sort of bounced. It does find touch. It would have bounced in no man's land, so not a bad result for Wales there. Gareth Anscombe back in Welsh colours, but playing in the 15 jersey. Very upset to see Lee Halfpenny being withdrawn late. A couple of people getting their predictions in, a couple of people backing Wales to win, which is quite interesting. So keep getting those predictions in. There is the comment over there. I will make it the pin comment as well. So that, just go to that link. Make sure you obviously also have to register for a BetCozo account. Because I can't give you your free bets if you don't have a BetCozo account. I mean, I like to think that's pretty self-explanatory, but people just don't understand that. So I don't understand what more I need to do. But that ball does pop out for Aaron Smith. I think it's actually a knock-on from him. The ball rolls into touch. It will be a Wales line out there. Do take it quickly, in fact. Louis Rees-Evans on his bicycle, trying to find a bit of space, going very laterally. Almost sees a half gap, gets the offload away to George North. George North spinning away from Bowden Barrett, runs into Geordie Barrett. Good continuity here from Wales. Now Williams going to the right side, going to Ken Owens. Now, little cross kick there from Priestley, but it's a horrible moment from Caleb Clark. It looked like he had read it very well, but then the ball goes straight through his arms and out for a line-out. So it will be a Wales put in. Priestland puts his hand up because he knows it wasn't the best cross kick, but a bit sloppy there from Caleb Clark. Allows New Zealand a very nice opportunity to have, Wales to have a line out just outside of 22. JJ Boyler saying Wales met 3. Edwin saying 5. Wales 26. New Zealand 22, says Athenians. Yantu Griffin saying Wales 26. New Zealand 21. Alpha Lincoln saying head score 38-22 for All Blacks, but heart score hopes 19-22 for Wales. Yeah, I'd love to see Wales go and win today. I think that would be absolutely epic. Ken Owens going to Adam Beard there. It's a good take there from Beard. I think I hear an advantage there. Or am I hearing things? Alternative boy for New Zealand and Ethan DeGroot carrying it in. I'm just trying to get our one of our other streams going. Oh, that's a really good run there by Papali. The field's opened up for him. He comes on the inside. It's a good tackle made by Thomas Williams. All of a sudden, All Blacks inside New Zealand 22. Quick ball here to Broden Barrett. Trying to get his hands to the tackle. Is brought down by, I think it's Watkin there who brings him down. I'm sorry, not Watkin, Nick Tompkins. Now Shannon Frizzell. And Will Roden's getting on that ball, slowing things down. RCV acting a scrum off. There goes to his captain, Sam Whitelock. Sam Whitelock getting past a few. This is good continuity. And now Artie Severe coming up just short. They're right on the side here. Now Scott Barrett puts his head down. Brave defense needed here from Wales. No, I'd agree. That's a very good tackle. I think it's Ken Owens who made that hit. And they're over. They are over. That's so frustrating from a Welsh point of view. I mean, they were literally back in their own half, doing well, looking good, and then all of a sudden, turnover ball, a line break by Papali'i. They go through it. It's Artie Severe. It's always going to be Artie Severe, isn't it? I mean, he's just such a world-class player, old Artie. So, I mean, what can you do really with a player like that? So, not the start that Wales would have wanted. They're now down 8-0. Could be 10-0 in the first 10 minutes. And for a side, we were really trying to we were really hoping for a potential upset. Unfortunately, don't see it happening if the scoreboard continues ticking over like this. But it is far too early to make any calls and stuff like that. So we're not going to say anything there. Yeah, it's frustrating from a Welsh perspective. And Richie Mwanga looks like he's already been in the wars there. A lot of paint on that jersey. Had a good start to the game so far, has Richie Mwanga. Yep, as the extra 2. So New Zealand go 10 points clear in 10 minutes. The perfect start for Ian Foster's men. Not the start that Wayne Pivac would have wanted. I mean, really, Yeah, I think that the entire talk this week was if Wales, and I think more, as I said, for me, the Welsh pack really stood up. You know, they had every chance of actually going and potentially winning this game. But that's a mistake from Fazar. Surely has gone forward, Mr. Ref. It has gone forward. So it will be I think it's the first scrum of the match. Actually, we will have That's a coach killer, isn't it? You go and score a try, you're thinking, cool, fantastic, life's going well, we're happy. And then your first bit of play after that, you gift Wales an opportunity in the danger area as well. So now it'll be a Welsh scrum inside the New Zealand 22. Really perfect opportunity for them to try and hit back. It's a good looking scrum there from Wales. Valentine has been caught on the ball though, but it is available for Wales. Pops up for Will Rowlands, for me, probably one of the most impressive players during that incoming series. Down south was very impressive what he did. Now Valentine, pretty flat, so didn't really manage to get much momentum, but this is good continuity here from Wales. Ken Owens now, inside 22. Oh, and that ball's gone straight down and forward. Tight heads there. Thomas Francis there, dislodging the ball. The ball getting dislodged as soon as he runs into contact. Holds his hand up. He will have an opportunity to immediately redeem himself at the scrum. And just guilty of not really protecting the ball there. In one hand, sort of leaving the other hand a bit lazy. And it goes straight down and forward. Right, so a couple of comments say, okay, we're publishing to say New Zealand 30, Wales 16, but I'm cheering for Wales. Can I change my prediction? Jan HB saying cheering for Wales. I think everyone's really back. Everybody wants Wales to win. I don't think there are too many people who are actually supporting New Zealand unless you're from New Zealand. I think everybody loves an underdog. Everybody wants to back an underdog. Fortunately, the underdogs are not really doing underdog things right now. That's a messy lineup, though. And it's come away to Lomax. Pick up a go from Artie Severe. Aaron Smith too. Oh, and DeGroot slipped behind. It must be pretty slippery there. We have seen quite a few handling errors, which from a New Zealand side is very uncharacteristic. They usually are known for their really good handling. Yeah, the group just completely leaving it behind there. Pretty poor from them, if I must be brutally honest. So another scrum here. Big, lots of pressure coming. And Thomas Williams been caught by Aaron Smith there. I'm not convinced he should have been allowed to play him, you know. So a bit sloppy there from Wales. Well, I think it's a bit harsh. Now penalty for offside against Wales. Not entirely sure Aaron Smith had full rights to play Thomas Williams there. So I mean, I'm trying to work out if the referee called balls out or not, because he didn't have his hands on the ball when Aaron Smith initially actually touches him. Unless the ref did call balls out, I think Thomas Williams can feel a little bit hard done by. Right, Corey Taylor goes to the front of the line out. Now Jordy Barrett almost sits down Williams, but eventually does complete the tackle. Good continuity here. Artie Severe always works so hard through the tackle. He's relentless, absolutely relentless as Artie Severe. Now the inside ball to Cody Taylor. Tommy Riffle with a chop tackle. Big counter ruck coming in, but it does pop up towards Shannon Frizzell. Now Sam Whitelock, standing captain for Sam Kane. It's a very big hit me made there on, I think it was Papali'i. No, sorry, it's Shannon Frizzell. Now it's a good tackle there on Scott Barry. He does make a few meters. Pick up and go from Artie Severe. Manages to get the offload to Ethan de Groot. This is really good work here from New Zealand. They're just short. Thomas Francis had his hands on the ball here. And it's another penalty for New Zealand. Justin Tipuric that time, I think he didn't want to play, and then he ended up kind of just falling on the ball. They quickly though. Artie Severe kind of just short. Wales will wait for it, but now Cody Taylor goes. And they're over. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's Cody Taylor, and a lot of people are wondering why you're starting this weekend. But he started, actually, to give him his credit, he started very well so far in this first half. Wales not quite at the races, and all of a sudden they're already 15-0 down, soon to be 17-0. Oh, Wales need to wake up, yeah. Wales need to wake up. I mean, you're 17-0 down. You know, all the talk, as I said, all the talk in the weeks, the fact that they believe that they can get a job, that, you know, this New Zealand side is very much a transitional side. So if there's ever a time where you could go and beat New Zealand, it would be now. But so far, definitely have not pitched up. That's a much better take from the restart there, this time from Sam Whitelock, captain taking responsibilities. That's a good take out there from Gareth Anscombe. Wales, he just kind of hold on to the ball for a little bit. George North just putting his head down. Right, Dip Tompkins looked like he was full of energy and then kind of just stopped and offloaded to Francis. Williams now, Priestland. Anscombe is caught in the ball by Caleb Clark, and RCV goes over, but no running away, so it is a Welsh penalty. What do we think so far, people? What are we saying after that? I think this has been a pretty poor start from Wales. Very disappointing start from Wales. They're going to go for the line. They have to go for the line because they're chasing 17 points already. It's a good kick though, so there'll be an opportunity for to try and get a rolling more here. I personally thought that this Welsh pack was going to be very competitive. Dan Biggar, watching on how much they'd love to have him on the field. Dan Biggar, Lee Halfpenny, Liam Williams, for example. A lot of players missing for Wales, but you can't rest on those sort of things. A good take there from Adam Beard. Ken Owens with the ball. Once is the call from Wayne Barnes. It's going a little bit laterally. So Thomas Williams is assessing his options. Now goes to Tompkins. Tompkins goes to George North. George North is always the obvious candidate, and they do wrap him up quite quickly. Quick ball now to Louis Sandwich. Steps on the inside. Not too much momentum so far in Wales, but still inside the 22. Now Will Rowlands. Right, Priestland. Sorry, Tompkins the first receiver. Good offload there for Beard. And just slipped there, and did Francis. Williams skips a couple players, goes to Rio Dyer, who's manhandled, it must be said, by Rico Awani. It's a little bit aggressive, Rico. And Thomas Francis, New Zealand doing well to push Wales outside their own 22. Reece Priestland now. Good hands, yeah. Good little inside step there from Louis Rees-Zammit, but it's a little bit isolated. So Wales, not much going on really in terms of getting over the advantage line. Will Rowland's a little bit isolated. And De Groot has gone down a bit of a heap here, so it looks a bit sore. He is getting up though. Good hands. Ken Owens needs to come inside. Does come inside. Bowden Barrett bringing him down. And going through the phase here, the 11th phase for Wales, not really finding much gain line advantage. Will Rowlands. Aaron Smith on Thomas Williams there. Good cleaning out there from Adam Beard, it must be said. Now Anscombe. Ruby Salmon, that's trademark step inside, but eventually been brought down by Rico Wani. It's a good piece of found in defense there. I mean, 14 phases here, but the New Zealand defense so far is not letting up. So Faletau offloading to Tompkins. Now George North brought down by Papali'i. I mean, they're going left, they're going right. They just can't get past this wall of All Blacks defense. Now Tim Tompkins goes himself, back on the angle, runs into Cody Taylor. He just seems to be everywhere at the moment, does Cody Taylor. Slow ball now for Williams. Goes blindside to George North. George North gets into the 22. I don't think there was a release, so it is a penalty advantage here. 18 phases here for Wales, and they do get a penalty. That's not a bad pass to play. It's good ball retention, but I must admit, that's very good defense from the All Blacks because, I mean, 17 phases, and they didn't move an inch. You know, in fact, they actually drove them backwards across those 17 phases. But I don't think Wales will be too upset about that because I think they'll sit there going, well, it's good ball retention. And you want to make them defend. Ken Owens, though, however, looks like he's in a lot of pain. You don't want to lose him. There's a very good capable replacement in Ryan Elias on the bench. But Ken Owens is a very good player. And I think we are having a drinks break, which means I think it's time to give away a free bet. I think that's what we need to be doing. Like Wales are giving New Zealand 3 points, I think we should be giving away some free bets. You know, let's do it, shall we? Shall we? Right. So I'm going to put a bunch of names in there. So if you want to have your name in the Wheel of Fortune, go to the link in the description there. Go and give us your prediction, and we will put you into the Wheel of Fortune, which we will spin now, and we're just gonna get somebody at 50 rand right here and now. We're gonna give somebody $50. I mean, how cool is that? How nice are we? We're just gonna go and give somebody some free bets. So the Wheel of Fortune is spinning, and we are going to be giving a 50 rand free bet to Johan. Right, Johan. So Johan, you are going to be a 50 rand free bet winner, courtesy of Betcoza. So make sure you've got your Betcoza account sorted, because there will be 50 rand credited to you to use, courtesy of Betcoza. So well done, Johan. And that's just the first of many free bets we will be giving out throughout the weekend. So yeah, go and put yourself in the running there. You know, we've got those, you know, we've got the link over there. We've got to have your details. We've got to have your email address so we can give them to Betcoza, and they can go and give you, we can go and give you some free bets and stuff. Ken Owens goes to Justin Tipperick as captain. Did they break? We got Thomas Williams. Tompkins. Oh, straight through. What a move. Rio Dyers overthrew on debut. Oh, what a try. Oh, something out of nothing there. Goodness me. That is a fantastic. I mean, that's a playbook move. You can see how that was. I mean, Rio Dyer on debut. Nobody expected him to start. He's got to try. And that was so well worked by Wales. Straight down to Tipperick. The break off. Thomas Williams at first receiver. Long ball to Tompkins. George North running a bit of a dummy line. Rio Dyer coming off the back there. Just pops it up to him. And bang. Caleb Clark and only dive. George North, I think, sat down a New Zealand player just for. So that's what the Wales need. Get themselves into a good position after 17 phase. A nice little set move off the line up there. Bang, bang. Rio Dyer, you have an international try to your name in your first game. Gareth Anscombe will line up his first kick of the match. And that'll be that's a big moment for Wales, actually. They'll be very relieved about that. Get themselves going here. One more fun. Yeah, it was a good offload there from Nick Tompkins, who's been used a lot at first receiver. It's actually quite interesting to see how often he has been sitting in that sort of first receiver position. A reminder, if you are trying to watch the match, check out the description below. Thanks, a big shout out to ExpressVPN, who are making it as easy as possible to watch these games. Go and get ExpressVPN. Go and get that free trial for Amazon. You can watch this game. You can watch the Ireland versus Springbok game later. You can watch the France versus Wallabies game tonight. All of that free. Thanks to VPN for helping us out, for powering the stream alongside Betcoza, and for making it very easy to watch rugby. This is very good stuff from the All Blacks. Burton Barrett goes to the boot there. I think it's gone too far. And now Anscombe will mark it. So a bit of a poor kick there from Burton Barrett. At 15, Geordie swapping the 15 for the 12. So a reminder, we are going to be giving out more free bets, people, but you can't win them if you don't go and check your prediction on that link over there. Just go to our website. The link is the pinned comment. Go to our website, give us your prediction, and we'll give you free money. Betcoza want you guys to win. They're unlike Bafana, who are a bunch of losers. Betcoza wants you to be a bunch of winners. It's a very good line break from Geordie Barrett and getting the offload as well. Almost obstruction, it must be said. But good continuity here. Now Scott Barrett's first receiver, Richie Mwanga, bringing in Artie Severe. Artie Severe getting away from one. He just works so hard in the tackle as Artie Severe. And it's been going down the blind side. Rico Awani. It's wrapped up by Will Rowlands. Now George North trying to go over the top there. Aaron Smith going pretty flat to Artie Severe. And this guy's just not human. Well, Richie Mwanga, a bit of a feint there, but Thomas Francis read it well. Aaron Smith goes short to Lomax, who from a standing start doesn't make too many meters there. Already 20 minutes into this half. Big counter ruck coming in there from Wales, and winning the penalty as well. That's well played. It's well played. It's a bit better from Wales. And Ethan de Groot is always involved in a bit of a tussle there, taking hello to Talapa Faletau. Mate, Faletau would flatten you. Like, I understand that you are a prop, but Faletau would flatten you. Like, who would fight Faletau? Like, yeah, just one time. Brendan saying, hi guys, what do you think about the Springboks facing the Island? I think it's going to be the game of the weekend. I'm absolutely buzzing for that match later. Like, it's going to be epic. Like, epically epic. Yeah, I can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. Yeah, well appreciated in the coaching box there. Two captains getting acquainted there in the middle, as well as Ethan de Groot and Talapa Faletau. Knowns goes to Tipperick. Good take. Flat ball for Tompkins. Tompkins just definitely away to George North. Now Tompkins burst in the middle. It's a great burst. Has he got the pace though? Comes back inside. It's another good work run there from Nick Tompkins. Needs support. Quick ball needed. Reese Priestley. Oh, George North's running a good line. The door does quickly shut ahead of him, but this is good from Wales. Not running away. Surely has the penalty advantage. Is the penalty advantage. Nick Tompkins. 2-on-1. Gareth Anscombe. I think there might have been obstruction. We'll go back for the penalty. Much, much better, though, for Wales, who, with ball in hand, are actually starting to play a little bit. Really good game awareness there from Nick Tompkins. He saw the gap, just went straight through. Winning the penalty. Big decision to make here for Tipperary. Do you want to go? Yeah, they're going to take the points. I think that's a good move. Get themselves on a converted try. Got a bit of momentum here. We have just closed our poll, so 472 people voted. And 63% did say New Zealand will win. A reminder that at halftime, we'll be giving away another free bet. If you don't click on the link and you don't give us your prediction, we can't give you a free bet. Like Betcoza is desperate to give you guys free bets, but you guys have got to make it. You guys have got to come to the party and sign up for Betcoza, and you got to go and give us your predictions so that they can give you those free bets. Yep, straight down the middle. The Wales bring themselves within 7 points. Much better from the home side there. And I think that's the important thing is even if you're under pressure, and even if you're really struggling, keep yourself within touching distance. Don't let them run away with it. The Millennium Stadium will be rocking if you can just get yourself a little bit closer. It's a good take out there from the restart. Important to start well from the restart there, which Wales have done so far. Thomas Williams just rolling the ball back, asking for a couple of blockers, needs to find a good clearance here. This is high in the air. Doesn't look like it's a fine touch. Rio Dyer is chasing after with purpose, but it's a good take up there from Beauden Barrett, who's brought down by Ken Owens and Justin Tipperick. Really good to see Justin Tipperick back in a Welsh jersey. Inside ball there for Sam White to De Groot, who is brought down by Adam Beard after making a few meters. Aaron Smith trying to, I think, went by a bit of a penalty. It's a good chop tackle from Ken Owens on Shannon Frizzell. Allows Talapa Fatal to go over the ball. Oh, that's a bit harsh. I'm not sure he was part of the tackle. It's a penalty against Fatal for not releasing. Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is I don't think Fatal thought he was part of the tackle there, but didn't release. So that is why penalised. All of a sudden, New Zealand now inside 22. It's pretty end-to-end stuff here, it must be said. Quite enjoyed it, actually. It's been a very watchable match. Sam Whitelock goes up. It's a good take. Cody Taylor coming off the back. Cody Taylor full of running today. Slightly isolated. Nick Tompkins trying to get the ball. So Lomax now goes over. Good continuity here. Once Artie Severe, pick up and go. Now Shannon Frizzell. That's a good tackle, driven back a few meters. Ken Owens working hard there. Another pick up and go from Artie Severe. All Blacks just within 5 meters of the try line. Tua Lomax picks it up and goes. And Smith thought about going the blind side, and it was a host to Welsh defence. It is a penalty advantage, though, for offside, I think it is. And Smith goes back to Richie Mwanga. Richie Mwanga puts up the cross kick. Geordie Barrett is over, and that is what happens when you've got somebody the size of Geordie Barrett up against Rio Dyer, who's not the biggest person. Has just been completely outjumped by Geordie Barrett, who's plucked it out the air, gone over. New Zealand hit back. Very frustrating for Wales, who had scored 10 unanswered points. New Zealand do have an answer. The answer is a cross kick from Richie Mwanga, just lifted in the air, and Rio Dyer completely outmuscled, outjumped, and outbullied there by Geordie Barrett. He had all the time, yeah. Yeah, he's just too big. Geordie Barrett gets in front of him. He times it perfect. He goes up. I mean, it's so athletic from Geordie Barrett. I mean, it's the perfect kick from Richie Mwanga. He just chucked it in the air and said, right, Rio Dyer, either you're gathering this or we're scoring. And he didn't gather it, and they scored. Right, Richie Mwanga, his toughest kick of the day so far, right up towards the right-hand touchline. About 5 meters inside. And he blasts that towards the right. Not his best kick, it must be said, from Richie Mwanga. But I don't think they'll mind too much. They are sitting 12 points clear, and Wales will need to respond before half-time. Because if you can score a try, go to half-time with a 5-point gap, I think you're not too sad, but 12 points at half-time. Yeah, I mean, Geordie Barrett is such a large specimen of a human being that he's always going to have the better of Rio Dyer. So New Zealand getting the restart well. Aaron Smith just taking his time, yeah. Yeah, Anscombe underneath it. Does manage to stay inside just. So Wales with possession on the 10-meter line rather. Ken Owens. Both hookers have been pretty involved. Art Severe penalised at the breakdown here. So Reece Priestland will kick this to. Did they paint this half an hour before the blooming game started? Because all the Welsh players, all the players in fact, are just covered in paint from the field. That's a great kick for touch, though. Ken Owens will walk down toward, and he'll have his line about 5 meters out. Yeah, Ken Owens both hookers have started the game quite well, yeah. Oh, it's a bit of a messy line. Let's come back to Ken Owens, though. So Wales do still have possession. Good work there from the Welsh hooker to regather. Now Faletau. Haven't seen too much with him with a ball in hand. Now Tommy Riffle. Ken Owens. Sam Whitelock slowing it down. There has to be a penalty advantage there, Mr. Ref. There has to be a penalty there. I mean, Sam Whitelock had no right to playing, and the ball came scattered out, and Wales almost conceded it because of it. You hear the Millennium now getting behind Wales. They go into their 8th phase, do Wales. Francis now. Not making too much ground here. Now Gareth Thomas. And a penalty. Trying to work out what this is for. I think this is against Faletau for being off feet when he goes in here. Yeah, so Faletau should have his feet at the breakdown. That's frustrating. Couple of good phases there from Wales. And the problem is Wales, when they've had ball in hand, they just haven't really found. I mean, you think of the that Nick Tompkins break. That's kind of only been the real, apart from the try, line break that we've seen from them, and they've really struggled to get over the gain line. So that's credit to the Welsh defence. Now that's a horrible lineup for New Zealand. Ken Owens has come away with it. So turnover possession for Wales. And penalty as well. So Wales have another go towards the corner here in the last minute. They're going to take the points here. It's an interesting decision. They're 12 points behind. But I don't think it's the worst decision, to be fair. Take the points, get yourself going to half-time with a 9-point deficit. All right, Anscombe to make it a 9-point gain just for the half-time. Just a good-looking kick. Yep, straight through the middle. So at half-time, Wales do trail New Zealand by 22 points to 13, but finishing with a little bit of momentum. But I don't think Wales have been. I think it's kind of been a case of Wales are just not getting over the gain line. Whereas as soon as New Zealand get the ball, they are getting over the gain line. They are managing to find they are managing to get momentum. They are managing to get into the right areas and score tries. And yeah, I think I'm a little bit disappointed with the Wales pack. I think they've got to front up a little bit more. They've got to try and get over that advantage line. At the moment, they're really struggling, which is a credit to the New Zealand defence. But at the end of the day, if you're going to beat New Zealand in Wales, you've got to front up. You've got to put them on the back foot. If you take out that New Zealand pack, then their backs kind of become nullified. So that's probably where they need to try and focus. We will take a slight break here. As I said, please go and when we get back, we will give away another free bet. So make sure you've gone and given your prediction on that link, so that we can go and give you guys some free bets. We'll be giving away another 50 Rand free bet when I return. And so make sure that is all sorted. Otherwise, I can't give you guys free bets. And then those, for example, we've already seen Johan winning a 50 Rand free bet. Johan, I hope you sign up for bet codes. Otherwise, we won't be able to give you that free bet. But please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. We're 10 people, we're 10 people away from 2,500 people. So I'm going to go. I want to get some more water, get some more H2O, maybe get some snacks. When I come back here, I want to be sitting on 20,500 subscribers. Okay, 10 of you guys are going to subscribe while I'm gone. Okay, that's my expectation. That's my request. The Boks are playing in about an hour and a half. 7:30 is the kickoff time. We obviously will be live there as well. So we it's just going to roll into each other. And then it's going to roll into this, into the player ratings, into Wales versus France. Tomorrow we've got England versus Argentina. Plenty of rugby for us to consume today. But yeah, by the time I'm going to come back, I'm expecting to see 20,500 subscribers. 10 of you guys need to do the right thing and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. What up? We are back. How's it? Yeah, listen, it's not going well for Wales. I'm disappointed. I like Wales. I really do. I think they're a side who should be getting better results. I think they've got some very nice players. I was really impressed with the way they with the way they held themselves when they were down here in the incoming tour. I really think as a group they're a very nice bunch of lads. But right now, just not in the game, and it's annoying because they've actually had. I wanted to actually do it. I think saying they're not in the game is probably a bit harsh. They're in the game until they're not in the game, and what I mean by that is that you'll see one-way traffic. Wales looking really good. Wales look on the up and stuff like that. All of a sudden, bang, New Zealand score, and then Wales looking good. Wales find a couple of points. Cool. Bang, New Zealand score. It's a very frustrating half because I think at Wales they're going. I don't think they played terribly, but just a couple of defensive lapses has allowed New Zealand to just rocket back and capitalize. But the good news is you guys didn't let me down. We are at 20,500 subscribers, or actually 20,515 if we're going to be very, very specific. I want 21,000 by the end of the day. I know it sounds very ambitious. I realize that. But at the end of the day, what's life without a little bit of ambition? You know what I'm saying? And I reckon with that Springbok game, we're going to get there as well. So, people, please do keep subscribing. If you are new, we're about to have a second half. Wales are going to be playing left to right. New Zealand will be kicking off. And after this game, we're going to be running straight into the Bok game. Which will be very exciting. And yeah, that's the big one, isn't it? Two very interesting teams being selected, very good teams being selected by both sets of management. I'm really excited by the Irish side. I'm really excited by the South African side. I think every battle is very cool, but that is to come. That is later. For now, we focus on black versus red, the All Blacks versus the Welsh, and we do have restart. They go down the middle, and what a take that is from Justin Tipuric. He's one of my favorite players. It's actually weird how I've never really felt like Wales were necessarily my second team, and yet so many Welsh players are some of my favorite players. Like Lee Halfpenny has always been Alun Jones is on the field, by the way. Lee Halfpenny is always one of my favorite players. Big fan of Dan Biggar, for example. Massive fan of Justin Tipuric. Mwanga being caught in the ball. That's a nice little moment. They're that's a bit of grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck type of things. But Alun Jones on. I'm trying to work out who he's on for. That's another big tackle on Barrett. This is a nice start from Wales. So Alun Jones is on for Beard, and Lewis is on for Francis, which I don't think is a bad shout either. So 2 early subs for Wales. Who have got New Zealand pegged back to their own half. Not much happening, so Aaron Smith is going to go to the boot. And here he goes to the boot. And up he goes. He's gone quite far, so I don't think this will be contestable. And it's a good take by Reece Priestland. Off the foot, so it is available for Wales. But New Zealand have won it back, and Aaron Smith has just pegged it over. And Gareth Anscombe under a lot of pressure there from Geordie Barrett has gotten down, needs to release. It is available there for Thomas Williams. Faletau. I haven't seen much of Faletau. I think that's kind of been my frustration. Is we need to see more carrying from Faletau. I think Ken Owens has been nice and industrial. I've enjoyed what I've seen from him, but we need to see a bit more from the locks. And need to see a bit more Will Rowlands from a couple in the early minutes. So we need to see a bit more of him now. It's a good touch finder there from Williams. So it's a nice start here from Wales. There's no water. Where's my H2O? Quality stuff. Is there anything? And nice water is unmatched. And I think the weird thing is everybody knows what I mean by nice water. You just get every now and again, you just drink and you're just that is a half pass. And Thomas Williams had come through for the interception. He's now hacked it ahead. He's off on his bicycle. Thomas Williams got support from Faletau and Alun Jones. It's a good pickup, though, from Beauden Barrett. He's running towards the touchline. Faletau's reining him in. Faletau is brilliant. That is what I mean by grabbing the game on the scruff of the neck. Faletau, what a chase. Beauden Barrett kind of ran himself to a little bit of a hole. and Faletau was not going to let him get away. He's tackled him out into the corner. It will be a 5-meter line out. Really good awareness. It's a pretty poor pass from Aaron Smith. It's a knock on there, and Thomas Williams, nobody wants to touch it because it was going to be offsides. Thomas Williams just deciding to boot to the head, and Faletau with the hard work. Bone Badgers well to get across here, but then he runs away from the supports. Nice pick up off the ground, but then runs away, and Faletau says, absolutely not, Chief. Pulls him into touch. Brilliant moment. Now Ken Owens needs to find his man. He does hit Will Rowlands. Big maul needed here. Ken Owens still not to get that ball back from within halfway there. He does have the ball, not going anywhere so far. Is this maul? So Thomas Williams will use it. We saw a really nice move last time. Williams goes himself up to the 5-meter line here as Wales. Ball is available for Justin Tipuric. He pops it up to Will Rowlands. It's a nice solid carry from him. Slow ball, penalty advantage for Wales. This is good stuff from them. Now, this is the problem. This is where they've really struggled, because they've really struggled to get over the advantage line from these sort of positions. Now, Williams goes to Prieston. Not too much answer. He dabs it on the ground. And Bowden Barrett hacks it away. We'll go back for the penalty. I don't really like that option, to be honest. I can understand why he's going with it. But, you know, for me, just play a few. It really frustrates me when people kind of just give up and they just don't. They don't try something with penalty advantage. Like for me, penalty advantage means you've got a free roll of the dice. Like do anything you want. You know, try something, try a move. You know, try something a bit special. You've got a bit of license. So it really frustrates you when people just sort of take the easy way out and they just sort of put a grabber through or whatever and just say, cool, well, you know, we'll just take the penalty. So Gareth Anscombe will line up the penalty here, get another 3 points here, get the first points of the second half. I think it's a good move. Brings them up to 16-22, gets them within touching distance. But that's a nice, and that all comes down from that Faletau pressure. It all comes down from somebody just, you know, not giving up, really going after it and saying, no, I'm actually going to really get ahead there and lead from the front. And you need your senior players, you need your Faletaus, your Alan Wynne-Joneses, your Tustin Tipurics to step up. Another placement, 2 new props on here for Wales. So Thomas is off and Smith is on. A new target and a new loose head for Wales. It's a good take from the restart there from Faletau, but he's almost going out, so he throws it back inside. Bit of a loose ball. A bit of pressure here for Gareth Davies. Not his best kick, but he does find touch. And a bit of pressure. He wasn't very impressed with that. So that's not the best restart from... it was initially quite a good restart from Faletau. He was working hard, but then he just was working hard towards touch. Had to throw it back inside, and a lot of pressure there. And then it's not the best kick from Gareth Anscombe. And that's a very good-looking maul so far from... Well, initially looked pretty good from the All Blacks. There's a penalty advantage. I think it's harsh. I think Will Rowlands fell, and I think they've really milked that. So penalty advantage for the All Blacks. Aaron Smith going himself. Aaron Smith almost through. Yeah, it is through the gap. Backs on the inside. He's going to go all the way. That is shambolic. Terrible. Disgusting defense. That really is. That is such a poor lapse of concentration. As I said, Wales, who started so well in their first 5 minutes, has let Aaron Smith just waltz through and dive over. New Zealand go up to 27. It will be 29-16. That's, you know, and I think the disappointment in Alan Wynne-Jones' face says it all there. You know, Alan Wynne-Jones sniping here. Aaron Smith sniping goes bang. It comes on the inside of Tommy Fowler. Bang on the inside of Reece Sammut. He's got to do better there. He really does have to do better there as Reece Sammut. Yeah, I mean, Reece Sammut's got to do better. A step back inside was far too easy. He didn't even touch him. We didn't give away a free bet, by the way. My bad. Let me get the Wheel of Fortune going again. Who's going to win our free bet now? We've got a couple other people who have put in their name. So we will be giving away a couple of free bets during the half. So make sure that you go and add your name to the prediction there. So the Wheel of Fortune is currently spinning. It's going round and round and round. And Yanto Griffin you are the winner of a 50 Rand free bet, courtesy of Betcozer. So make sure you go and sign up for Betcozer. We've got your email address. Oh, it's a horrible restart from New Zealand. And I think it's a knock-on advantage. Faletau's come away with it. It will be Welsh possession just outside the 22. Congratulations to your free bet. Make sure you sign up for Betcozer so we can credit you with that free bet. That's the second winner of the free bet. We obviously will also be giving somebody a free bet for the closest prediction. It will be a 100 Rand free bet, and then we're going to be giving away about 400 to 500 Rand worth of free bets during the rest of the evening. So much money that's just being given to you guys. And then you go and do an easy bet and you pocket it. Or you go and find some wild accumulator and you turn a free bet into thousands and you retire, but you take me with you because I need a holiday. Do you know who doesn't need a holiday right now is Wales. They don't deserve it. After that, I was just re-looking at that try, and it's just such horrible. Look, it's great. It's a great run by Aaron Smith, but it's a coach killer to go and concede such a soft try so early in the half. But anyway, we will have an opportunity here. 2 new props on for Wales. Let's see if they make any difference whatsoever. It's just outside 22 on the left-hand side, so they've got the full width of the field to work. It's a huge shove coming in from New Zealand. Faletau does come away with it though, so you're doing well to get that ball out. Now Ken Owens. He's really actually stepped up today. I've been impressed with him. Alman Jones. Now having to get used to a bit of a bench roll. Now Tompkins. That ball comes loose. It's a knock-on advantage. Ken Owens comes away with it. Goes to Priestland. Priestland goes to Anscombe. Not too much on, so he goes to the inside. Goes to Thomas Williams. Thomas Williams not too much on either. Wrapped up by Rico Awani. Nick Tompkins. Ken Owens. Doing well to spin to get himself into the 22 and presents the ball. Well for Williams. Priestland out to Reece Hammond. Right, what can Reece Hammond cook up here? Comes on the inside. Just inside the 22. It's a very good counter coming from Dolph Papali'i. So Faletau has to take it and use it. Wales still in possession here. Alman Jones. Solid carry by him. Still advantage being played here for Wales. A bit, a little chip over the top. Oh, it's come loose. And Tipperick. Well, Tipperick's over. The question is, was there a knock-on or is this going to stand? I think it's been awarded, you know. Well, Captain Fantastic, Justin Tipperick is over. What a little kick ahead and really good chase there by Priestland. He looks very sore, does Tipperick. I think it looks like a man who hasn't played Test rugby in a long time. But that's a great response there. Penalty advantage. Williams not much on, just a size tap over there. Reece Priestland's chasing hard. Goes up. Mwanga makes a hash of it. Comes off Mwanga's hand. George North's running there. Leaves it for Tipperick, who almost fumbles it. Manages to get up. Face plants as he goes over. Wayne Barnes says, I'm happy with that. With the conversion to come, Wales have hit back. This has actually been a very good encounter because every single time Wales have had a really poor moment, they conjure up something like this. Must be a very frustrating team to support, I must admit. Because they've had, that's why I said the weird thing is they haven't played badly, but they've just switched off for key moments and allowed New Zealand to come back. We are now having a check. What are we checking? Boo! We don't want to see checks. Boo! Just award the try. And has he dropped it? No, I think he's got control of that. So they're looking at this over here. This comes off of Richie Mwanga. I think this is fine. I think he's got control of it as well. I don't think there's anything wrong with the grounding there from Tipperick. I don't think there's anything wrong with the chase. He almost looks like he's going to lose it, but I think he does hold on. Look at me snatching skills up the air like Mr. Miyagi. So it's a contest in the air. Mwanga loses it backwards. I don't think it comes off Priestland. I actually can't hear. I'd love to pump up my volume. I don't think it's clear evidence of knock-on. Award it. Do it. Do it. Come on, just award it. Do it. Do it. Come on. Don't be an enemy of progress, Wayne. No clear and obvious evidence of a knock-on. That try's going to stand. Come on! And Wales are back in it. They'll go within 7 points once they convert this try. Justin Tipuric back in the Welsh side, leading the lads. Getting a try. 11th international try. He's got 86 international caps for Wales. Well, actually, no. He's got 86 international caps. He does have British and Irish Lions caps as well. Krista saying box versus Ireland at Hopper 7. Yeah, Wales 18, New Zealand, says Craig J. John said, you see Italy just destroy Samoa. Yeah, I think I was watching the wrong match. I was watching Scotland versus Fiji earlier. Well, it sounds like I should have been watching the Italy. But guys, that Italy team's good, eh? Like, I'm not saying we're going to lose to them or anything, but that's a cool team to watch. I think it's a really exciting side, and I'm very keen to see how they progress over the next couple of years because it's a very young side. Garbizzi, for example, Stephen Varney, very young players. Sheldon Morrow is a very nice player. Montioni. 23 points to 29. It's a 6-point game. The converted try would put Wales ahead of New Zealand. Still half an hour to play. Plenty of rugby still to come. Dyer chasing hard there, trying to keep that ball in. But I'm trying to work out if that's out in the full. I think it is out in the full there from Thomas Williams. So that's a big, big mistake from him. He's let New Zealand right back into the game with a line just outside the 22. If you're trying to watch the game as well as the Irish game, check the description, people. You go and get ExpressVPN, who are helping us power the stream. You download it, you go to Amazon Prime, you sign up with a free trial, and you get to watch rugby. Like, how cool is that? And apparently, I'm watching on Supersport, but apparently the Amazon build-up and the teams and stuff that get involved are actually really cool. I've heard lots of good feedback about the Amazon coverage. So if you are watching Amazon, let me know, because apparently I actually might do it next weekend. Penalty advantage side. This is the problem with Wales. Every single time they get some points, they allow New Zealand back in with some ill discipline or some poor tackling, or they just switch off for a little bit. Oh, my living. How if he score? Oh, my goodness. That is disgusting. Artie Severe might have just sold the biggest and at the same time the worst dummy I've ever seen. And somebody has just bought it hook, line, and sinker. I don't want to throw it around, but I think it might have been Nicky Smith who's just... Oh my! I mean, that was one of those literally and he just I actually can't believe that, to be honest. Nicky Smith. That. Oh my living mate! That fine session is going to be a deep one for you later. If I was you, I wouldn't go. I would avoid the fine session. I would avoid any pubs. I'd go straight home. Oh, I've got no words for that. The poor lad. Richie Moanga slots that. That was... Yeesh. Yeah. Tough times. They lost him, boys. Well, I mean, it gets worse every time. I just can't believe he's bought that. Sorry, Eugene have extra well. I'm just trying to process how and like he does it all the time. It's not a new thing for Artie Severe. Well, you know what? Credit to Wales because they need a miracle and they're third in Christ. I'm not trying to be funny. They literally have. Christ Chunza is on. What a exciting actor this lad is going to be. I think he's going to be absolutely world class. 20 years old, born in the Congo. He's a freak of an athlete. Does get up and win that line out. Plays his rugby for Exeter Chiefs in the Premiership. Is it just 20 years old? Turns 21 in January. And he's going to be a proper player, I reckon. Priestley with a cross kick there. And Caleb Clark has managed to stay in, I think. Has he? No, there was a penalty advantage. That's why Reece Priestley pulled out of the cross kick. I just... Yeah, so it's playing the man at the line, so there was a penalty advantage. So, I mean, 23 points, 36. It has been an entertaining game. I'll give it that. It has been a game. You know, we've seen points, we've seen tries. It's just, I just don't understand how Wales have managed to lose a group of a game where they've actually been relatively competitive. But also the Clark, the latest person to the Favorite Sports Members Club. Welcome. Thank you very much for the support. If you guys would like to support the channel and become a member, then you can do so. The link is in the description. I'll just put it in the comments down as well. A big thank you to our members who, alongside the likes of ExpressVPN, BetCozo, who help us get these streams going, are keeping the channel going and making sure that we can deliver what we hope is world-class coverage to you, the people. So a big shout out to all the people who do support the channel. You can support. I mean, even just to subscribe is a big support for us. Even just to smash a like is a big show of support. And tell you what, you need support right now, and that is Wales. Adam Jones carrying it up there. Thomas Williams now going down the side. Nicky Smith. I mean, Nicky Smith, you practically just slot like 4 drop goals in the next 10 minutes to be able to try and make up for that dummy. Prieston, nice flat pass to Dyer, comes inside. He's still a lightweight, isn't he? And Sever Reese, who we've barely seen. You can't play the scrum half. That's so dumb. But it is Sever Reese, who's about as thick as timber. Bloody woman would use it. Thomas Williams gets the offload away. Justin Tipperick. Oh, he's just short. He needs support. Pass has gone forward. Oh, no. Oh, it's a good idea from Thomas Williams to take that thing. Gets through, bang. Step on the inside as well, doesn't it? Yeah, the pass is going forward there to Justin Tipperick. He was very switched on there. Great pickup by Justin Tipperick. Actually been playing quite well today. Actually, I've enjoyed seeing him back. Right, so scrum here. Then Brown is on for Sever Reese. Yeah, get out of here, Reese. Anton Leonard Brown, what a player. Good to see him back in the setup. Very nice solid scrum there. Aaron Smith goes to Geordie Barrett. Geordie Barrett puts his head down. Good tackle there by Priestley. They've really missed Dan Bigger from a physicality point of view, I think, Wales. Aaron Smith goes, this at very high. Doesn't go particularly fast. So it will be a Welsh line just outside the 22. How are we doing with subscribers, people? What are we looking at? Look at us getting up to almost 20,600. As I said, I've got my eyes on that 21,000 by the end of the day. That box stream is going to cook. I reckon going to cook later. Bum, bada, bada, bum. Ken Owens. Oh, it's a fumble from Crush Unza. And Fletcher Newell has just come onto the park, has run away with that. Now Mwanga goes to, it's a bit of a dummy there from Geordie Barrett, well read by Priestley, who does make the tackle. Ken Owens is there to try and, no, it's not Ken Owens. I lie to you. It is Dylan Lewis. They're both ball, to be fair. I think you can forgive me for that one. Aaron Smith digging around, going back to Watchalong. Ball over the top to Caleb Clark. The bounce of the ball. That's it's Rico Iwani, actually. He's finding himself on the wing. Suppose with Rico, with Antonio Brown onto the field. That makes sense. And then Brown will go into the centres, and Rico Iwani will go on back onto the wing.
Yeah, I think that's testament to a bit of a frantic first half, isn't it? Well, I'm not too sure New Zealand really need to be kicking. I think they're still making such good meterage with their strong carries. If I'm a New Zealand fan, I would prefer them to keep the ball in hand with the ball.
Bum, 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 bum. There's been some trips being played at the stadiums, like that Scottish DJ in the Scotland game was sending it. I was having a jaw. I was about to break out the beers and get going. Here comes Owen Watkin off the bench for Wales. Nice player. Yeah, Nick Tompkins comes off the field. It's a good line take there from Crush Unza. That's a bit better from him. Comes back on the inside, does Nick Tompkins. Owen Watkin rather. Now ball ahead there. Reece Salmon is chasing hard. The ball comes loose, but it's picked up by Geordie Barrett. Got a bit of time. Looking to kick. He will go to earn himself. Pops it up to... I think that's a replacement. I think also Tunga Fassi is on for his 50th cap for, the Tunga Fassi played 50 games for All Blacks. I don't know why I find that so surprising, but I do.
Great kick. We still had every opportunity to get there. But you're coming at pace. And it's coming down over your shoulder like that, but there's going to be time to make mistakes.
Yeah, and you know what? He did everything well there. He actually turned his body, so he's giving himself the best chance to get up.
Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Right, 20 minutes left in this clash. Wales trailing by 13 points. Got to score next, and got to score relatively soon. They want to try and put themselves in a position where they could potentially try and win this game. Penalty for New Zealand at the scrum time. Nicky Smith is buying dummies and being eaten alive at the scrums. And in fairness, that actually the penalty was against Dylan Lewis, not Nicky Smith. But yeah, 20 minutes to go. And then we can really start building up to the main event. South Africa versus Ireland kicking off in less than an hour, people. Come on! How exciting is that?
Victories already today for Italy against Samoa. Big victory that Scotland against Fiji. Scotland got a scare in the first half. After this, of course, Ireland against South Africa. Later today, European time, France against Australia. And tomorrow, European time, England against Argentina. Check your local listings for what should be.
Right, come on, guys. Let's find something here. France and Sakawao is on as well. Welcome, Keith Jacobs, the latest member to the Favorite Sports Members Club. Welcome to the Favorite Sports Members Club. We really do appreciate that. We welcome all our members here. They really do help us keep going as a channel. This is a pretty good-looking more here from New Zealand. Ernst with the bench, as usually goes to Geordie Barrett. Geordie Barrett is brought down by Justin Tipper. Ken Owens is there to try and compete on the ground. Ball is available there for Aaron Smith, but Artie Severe decides that he's actually the scrum off and stops himself. Good continuity here from the All Blacks. Aaron Smith goes to Scott Barrett. He's been a little bit absent so far in the second half. Now Takawao. And that's Kirawani is on the park as well. So it looks like they've pretty much offloaded the entire bench here, apart from Brad Webb. I think David Havili's still on the bench. No Tupa Vai as well just yet. It's a duel though. 10 phases for New Zealand. Aaron Smith popping up to Scott Barrett. Scott Barrett met well in the tackle by Ken Owens. I've been very impressed with Ken Owens. I think his numbers for this game will look very good. Good tackle here by Christ Chiunza. Aaron Smith goes to Caleb Clark. Oh, Caleb Clark's just completely dropped it. I think back was apparently the call. I must admit, I think Caleb Clark is very large. I think he's very aggressive. I think he's very fast. I think his soft skills are very ordinary. I'm actually probably not his biggest fan, to be perfectly honest. Advantage offside. Free player for New Zealand, and they can go and pick it back and kick a penalty, and they'll basically guarantee themselves the victory. I think that would probably be the smart play. Caleb Clark's right on the tackle. Wow, was just jumping over players. Aaron Smith caught in the ball, almost gets loose. Another advantage with Artie Severe is over. Right, well, that is the final nail in the coffin. Artie Severe's gone over. He sold a big dummy. He scored a try. He has, I mean, that first half, he was absolutely relentless. And yeah, I'm frustrated at this Welsh side. Look, they are missing a lot of players. I think they are quite. I think this Welsh side could get a lot better. I think they really missed Lee Halfpenny and Dan Bigger and Liam Williams, for example, this evening in the back line. But disappointed in their forwards. The defense just hasn't been good enough at the end of the day. And yes, you are playing against the All Blacks. It's not the best All Black side, if we're being brutally honest, though. It's an All Black side that has kind of been underperforming. So yeah, I think we probably expect them to do a bit better. But 41 points to 23. You think that is pretty much game, set, and match with 15 minutes to go. Should we just call it in and go start hyping up for the Ireland versus the Bok game? Should we just get right? We're done. Get into the hype train. Oops, 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 oops. Yo, I'm actually nervous. I've actually got like butterflies in my stomach for this this South African game. I don't know why I'm so nervous, but I am. It's yeesh. I was saying Wales have to start getting back in this game. It was going to be over soon now. I think it is over, unfortunately. But Kayla's saying, in fact, this week, Wales 20 team put 23 points. All Blacks shows All Blacks will no longer dominate teams like England, Ireland, Scotland, France, etc. Well, they're playing against Scotland next weekend, so we have to see how that goes. And saying, yeah, Wales defense has been shocking. Yeah, unfortunately, it just has, especially around the rucks. I think that, the pillar post, as he does miss that kick. So, I mean, a try here for Wales will make the scoreline look a little more respectable. You're going to get yourself 30 points to 41. Another replacement here for Wales. Kieran Hardy's onto the park. Sorry, it's actually Sam Costello. On debut, the 21-year-old drafted late. I mean, he woke up this morning not knowing that he would be a test match player by the time he goes back to sleep. What a moment for the young Sam Costello. Drafted in after the injury to Halfpenny meant that Anscombe would move to 15 and Priestland come into the starting lineup. So big moment for the youngster. A lot of the next generation on display here when you look at like the likes of Christ Chiunza at 20 years old, Castello now at 21 years old, but also lots of experience in Adam Wynne Jones, Justin Tipperich, George North. George North also not that old there. Could take out the air from Gareth Anscombe, who I think they've missed at fly half today, if I'm being brutally honest. And that's not a criticism of Priestland. I just don't think there's been much creativity. I think we had a couple of moments where Nick Tompkins was combining quite nicely, but we need to see more. That's a bit better. A couple of offloads. Yeah, Tipperich sending a long pass out to Reece David, who shows the outside of Caleb Clark and then goes down, and he does run out into touch. Taking it quickly, I have New Zealand, Bowden Barrett going across to his brother Geordie. Geordie's going to put it to the boot. Oh, a little bit of techers from Gareth Anscombe. He returns the favour just outside 22, goes down the throat of Bowden. Oh, he's been charged down. Oh, Gareth Anscombe's going to go over here, surely. Oh, my mate. How have you stuffed that up? It's a great tackle, but he should never even have to make it. I mean, he had Rio Dyer on the inside at Gareth Anscombe. He charged down. He was away. I mean, the ball pops up. He grabs it. And Richie Mwanga... Oh, my. Gareth Anscombe. That should have been a try. That should have been a try. I mean, Rio Dyer, though, as well, needs to shout at something. I mean, it was the one person, if he literally had time to stop. If he had stopped, or even taken this, sort of lined up Richie Mwanga, popped the ball over the top, or even just measured him up, he can probably goes over. The worst thing he could have done there was actually just put his head down and try to go for the try line. That's what he did. And I feel like that is a try butchered. Properly butchered. That should have been scored. So well to get there, and charge it down, regather. All he needed was the offload die, and they would have been over. So it will be a New Zealand line on the 5 meters. So it is quite a pressure line. They go to Scott Barrett, who does win it quite cleanly. Brad Weber onto the park, by the way. Artie Severe carrying it up. It's creating a nice angle here for Brad Weber. I think we'll ask for a few blockers before he gets his kick away. Yeah, Brad Weber finding touch. They will take it quickly. No, they won't. I would have. Might as well. You might as well. You are sitting many points behind. It's 18 to be exact. I was saying, All Blacks not doing anything special. They're just going straight through directly. Yeah, I said the defense has got it. You've got a man, and that's what I said. I think that's my biggest criticism of Wales is the fact that I really expected. That's a fantastic to pick up on the ground there from Castle. He just dove on that very courageously. Faletau being brought down by Takawao. Tupa Vai is on for Barrett. Avili on as well. So they've emptied the bench here, have the All Blacks. Kieran Hardy goes to Anscombe, pops it up to George North. I think they need to find a way to use George North more. I feel like they're not getting the best out of him. Hardy goes to Anscombe, who's taken up first receiver quite a lot here. Anscombe once again, first receiver. Hardy going to Will Rowlands. It's a decent carry from him. Hardy going down the blind side. Reece Amick steps on the inside. That's a nice carry from Ryan Elias, who's on the park. Advantage for offside, I think it is. Oh, so they'll be able to kick to the corner here. It's more about finding a consolation try right now for Wales and really being in it to win it. Yeah, I've just not been good enough for the second half, and it's frustrating because they started so nicely in the early stages of the second half, and I thought that you know I thought it was a sign of things to come. So Sam Costello now barking around instructions. Right, Ryan Elias, first line goes to Will Rowlands. Pops it up to Ryan Elias. Flat for Nick Tompkin. That's Owen Watkin rather. That's a very good carry. It's a bit better from Wales. We've had a couple of good moves from the Lions. Like Kieran Hardy gives a flat to Rowlands knocked it on. For fuck's sakes. The Wales just not one nice things. Really poor bit of handling there from Will Rowlands. I'm hoping to get through the rest of my water and then get myself some beer for the Island game. Come on, see! Let's go to the box. Up the lads. Up the lads. Kickoff in T minus 37 minutes, people. Dun, 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 dun. Do, 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 do.
Well, his name is almost always in the line for consideration. But Rose goes down.
Good on. Spear comes off the back there, pops it up to Barrett, who puts the grab in behind. Rio Dye gets across very well to gather, manages to get to his feet. Under a lot of pressure, being driven towards the touchline, though. That's really, really good pressure from the All Blacks, it must be said. But 5 of them all gone to Rio Dye and just completely piled him over. Ball at the top to Caleb Clark. Comes back inside. That's a good Justin Tipperick there, being caught offside. I don't think he agrees with that call. Right, so there's a penalty there for New Zealand. They kicked down to the corner. Samasoni Takawa has scored quite a few tries with the back of the ball. So he'll be fancying himself, but it's quite far out. They go to the front of the line out to Tupo. First sort of contribution to the game that I can remember. Samasoni Takawa is controlling it at the back. Adam Jones has got an arm around his neck. We're now watching highlights of Springboks versus Wales. I'm a bit confused with what's going on. Dave Williams is now taking a kick. What is going on here, Supersport? Supersport has decided that we actually don't care about this match. We're now busy watching a promo for Springboks versus Wales. So I actually don't know what's going on, to be honest. Chaps. Well, people, I'd love to tell you what's going on, but to be honest, I don't know. There we go. We're back. And New Zealand have got possession on the right-hand side. Brad Weber popping up to sorry, I lie. It's Samasoni Takawa. Tuivasa was on the shoulder of him. Now Sam Whitelock, the captain, carrying it up. Going to the 10th phase here. Geordie Barrett making a few meters. Thanks to support from a couple of his big forwards. Tuivasa on the angle there. Brad Weber looking for some options. Decides to go to the right-hand side to Papali'i. Nicky Smith trying to make amends for that, buying that dummy, but being told to leave it. Now Kirawani. Weber, Barrett goes to Geordie. That is far too easy. That's such good awareness, though, from Burden Barrett. He saw the space. He called for it. And literally just sucks in the defender, pops it up to his brother. I mean, imagine that. Imagine just sitting there, like, waking up on a Saturday and saying, you know what? Just going to go enjoy a bit of footy with my brother this afternoon. Might go assist the one, just casually. Just go beat Wales together. What an opportunity. I mean, it must be so cool to go play international rugby from with your brothers. I mean, it's unreal. Yeah, Wales just fallen off really after sort of that, as Alba was saying, sort of that 60 minute, they kind of just fell apart now. And now New Zealand are chasing 50. Look, Wales did concede 50. I think it was 53 last time they played, and they only scored about 3. So it has been an improvement. But I think Wayne Pivac and his side will have to have a long, hard look in the mirror, because this really has been a subpar performance. Beauden Barrett now taking over the kicking duties. Just a bit confused as to why, unless did Richie Monga go off then? Did he make way for David Havili? And then you put David Havili at inside centre, put Jordy Barrett back at full back. I assume that's what's happened. Beauden Barrett into flower half. So 3 minutes to go. More to the point, 31 minutes to go until the big boys play, boys. South Africa versus Ireland, world champions versus the current world number ones at the Aviva Stadium. These are games that make legends. See, Beauden Barrett just sees the space, calls for it, sucks in the player, pops it to Jordy Barrett. There's a man outside Caleb Clark as well, so it's only going to end in one way. Very good awareness, though, from Beauden Barrett, it must be said. Good restart here. Anton Leonard-Brown, his first carry. Takawawa now, finding a bit of space, being eventually been brought down by Alan Jones and George North. Kirawani. Now Rico Wani's down the wing here. Inside ball to Brad Weber, who has knocked it on. I think that one of the Welsh players seems to have gone down quite heavily. I'm not sure who it is. Ryan Lice didn't look particularly happy. Last minute and a half, people. And then we will. So all you have to do is you have to stay on here. This will take you directly to the South Africa versus Ireland stream, and I will be with you guys about 6 or 7 minutes after the end of this match to join you and bring you guys the build up to South Africa versus Ireland. What a match it's set to be. I'm now getting actually very nervous when I start shaking here. Player of the match, Artie Severe. That's a pretty easy decision to make, it must be said. He was absolutely terrific. But that dummy, I can't be Nicky Smith every single time I watch it. Poor lad. Just been embarrassed on live TV in front of millions. Right, 30 seconds left. Referee, I think we just call it. Should we just call it? We've got better things to do. We've got to go and preview the match of the year, almost. Some people say next week for us South Africa could be the match of the year from end of year to obsessed with. But I don't know. I quite like this Irish game. I'm very keen for it. Next week's late. It starts 10 o'clock kickoff. Yeesh! If you start the Bears too early, it could be a very, very interesting watch long. Busy slurring all the words by 10:30, and we're on to like our 4th 6-pack. Might get some Castle Double Malts up though. Right, timer has gone up. This will be the final play of the game. Free kick. They're going to play from the inside the half. Reece Samet, I think, was a die. Thought he had found a bit of space. I think it was actually Reece Samet. Kieran Hardy caught on the ball here. Wales are a very long way from where they want to be. But yeah, so after this game, it'll take you straight to South Africa versus Ireland as Nick Tompkins, Owen Watkins. I haven't been getting these two right wrong the entire time. Okay, just call the game now, because I've got things to do. I've got places to be.
This one with an exclamation mark. Artie Sevilla at the back.
Takawawa controlling things at the back. Yeah, he's over. They bring up the 50. I'm going to call it there, people. Thank you very much. That is a pretty good performance from New Zealand. Took a while to get going, but they're going to probably end up 55 points to 23. People, thank you very much. I want to get going because I want to try and get ready for the Bok game. So thank you very much for joining me. We'll see you guys very shortly over on that stream. It'll take you straight there. You don't have to do anything. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thank you very much for watching, and I will chat to you guys all very soon.
talked about the defensive effort from Wales. It's really starting to show. Tired bodies out there, but credit to New Zealand here. They took the exact time to fracture off. Really good heads-up rugby there, just away.